Hello, Michal.
Hello, Norm. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to be back. I missed a couple of these.
Yes, you did.
Just, wanted to see how you could handle it on your own. And I hear you did fantastic.
With Kelsey, I think we just did fine.
Yeah.
By myself, I don't know, but yeah, thank God for Kelsey.
Boy, that's not what I say. But anyways, welcome to the Ecom Power podcast. This is the Walmart Marketplace podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing understanding promotions, flash deals, and Mosaic events. Our guest today is going to discuss how he got from just selling online to actually getting in the Walmart stores. How do pricing strategies play a role in success on Walmart? And how do you leverage Walmart promotions and Mosaic placements? And what do they mean? All right, everybody, welcome to the Ecom Power podcast. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Are you struggling with your Walmart marketplace business? Do you need help from a skilled and reliable virtual assistant? Well, look no further than Virtual Assistant Academy or VAA Philippines. VAA specializes in locating, screening, training, and supporting high-quality Walmart VAs in the Philippines. Their VAs receive extensive Walmart training and ongoing professional development and are committed to long-term working relationships with you. Partner with VAA and experience the peace of mind knowing that you have a dedicated Walmart-trained VA who's up to date with the latest tools and trends in the dynamic Walmart marketplace. Head over to VAAphilippines.com and let VAA match you with your ideal VA today. All right. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. So today we are discussing understanding promotion, flash deals, and Mosaic events. And today our guest is the co-founder and CEO of Sellcord, which helps brands scale and maximize sales on Walmart.com. With experience scaling and selling brands on Walmart Marketplace and store, he has become a leading expert in online and in-store growth strategies. So welcome, Michael Lebhar.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right,
Yes, we're
Michael.
excited. Yeah, we have like a real Walmart expert. So I'm always excited because I know we can ask you anything and you will know anything.
Bye.
So, Michal, why don't you start off the questions? I know that
All
there's a
right,
few
let's
things you
go to
wanted
our
to
question.
discuss with Michael.
There's a lot. So, Michael, how did your brand go from selling online to getting into the Walmart stores?
Yeah, great question. So that was a fun journey. So just for some background, I started off as an Amazon seller early in high school. From there, I saw success on the platform, expanded to other platforms, one of those being Walmart. And we noticed how Walmart was picking up so much traction compared to the other retailers. So we kind of took the time and we're like, what about if we give the same approach to Walmart as we did to Amazon? Let's figure out the nuances of the platform. Let's figure out the strategies and the tactics that will work and see how far it takes us. And we were able to do really well. It was a brand in the fitness space. From there, we expanded and I started another brand with a partner in the vitamin supplement space. We launched on our marketplace. We built, it was a unique product, unique offering. We built some traction on the marketplace with those items. And then we kind of enrolled in a program that Walmart has called Walmart Open Call. And the year we enrolled, actually, they had a program which it was, if you were a marketplace seller, you got earlier access to application. So it was easier for them to review your application. So we got into open call through that. And, we really took the time to develop a pitch and products that we thought would actually resonate really well with the Walmart consumer. From there, we got invited to formal line review. From formal line review, we got into stores, and now we're sold nationwide with 4 items in OTC over the counter. So it's been fun, and it's cool to be part of the Walmart ecosystem in a few different ways. From selling products on the marketplace to having items in stores to kind of our main focus, which is our agency and supporting brands that are in store and online and looking to get in store or looking to get online. So it's cool to be part of Walmart's ecosystem in so many different facets.
Yeah,
One of the questions go ahead, Michal.
I say what I like, we're kind of all of us in the Walmart for a couple of years, we kind of see, how he's growing and all the changes, and it's kind of exciting compared to a lot of sellers that come in now that don't have your approach. So what I like about what you were saying, that you came and you were like, oh, let's figure out how Walmart is going, what we need to do, to have success on Walmart like we have on Amazon. And that's something that I don't see with a lot of brands and sellers that come into Walmart, and I wish we could see it more.
Yeah, and one of the things about that is that I don't think people give it a chance, a proper chance. There's definitely some niches that are not going to work on Walmart like they're working on Amazon. But this is a question I like to talk to you about, Michael, because Michal and I have talked about this a million times. But probably the number one question we get is, can I sell on Walmart? Can I sell successfully? And what are you finding that's making the difference between somebody that's actually making sales and people that are just tanking? They're not making these sales.
So I think it's number one, really having the approach of, I'm going to invest in Walmart. I'm not going to tippy toe and try this, try that, because it's really the combined effect of leveraging all the programs or a key portion of their programs that enable you to become successful on the platform. So that's number one. And number two is it does depend on the items, the category you're in, right? So there's different things that perform better, and it's a lot about your expectations, like what's considered a lot of sales for you. But if you're selling vitamin C, and in an environment where Walmart has a lot of in-store vitamin C products that they sell a lot of pickup and delivery for, so those don't show shipping costs, plus those consumers are used to buying from specific brands, you're going to have a much more challenging time than in categories like home furnishing and a lot of other categories, which sporting, which is less brand focused, and also you're competing with less in-store items where the pricing makes such a big difference, because a $5 extra shipping charge on a vitamin product that's $10-15 is going to have a much bigger impact than obviously $100 item. So there's a few things to take into consideration. I think the brands that do really well is, if you're in larger categories, more generic categories, but also have good pricing and have a wider assortment of products, and then you have that, plus you take you actually invest in the platform, you learn about the programs, and you really invest in them. We've seen some crazy successes. So it's really it's really a combination of those things, and doesn't mean you need to have the biggest catalog and the best pricing and all that to make it work to some degree. It's just that's the really nice formula.
Now, you just talked about pricing. Is that a different approach than on Amazon? Like, I used to think that you had to be a deep discount. It's the Amazon seller is looking for the best price, and that's it. And that's wrong. I don't believe that at all anymore. I think that if you have nobody wants to buy cheap, crappy products for their baby or their pets. And, certain categories, you can get a great price, way more than the Chinese manufacturer that's selling direct, even though it's very similar, but it's packaged better and I can price it differently. Is that same effect on Walmart? Can you still get away with higher perceived value products, even though the competition might be lower?
Yeah, so I guess the simple way to answer is definitely the products that move the significant volume and have really impressive numbers are EDLP, everyday low prices, right? Because that's Walmart's motto. That being said, if you really make your product stand out enough, and in specific categories, we do see a lot of more premium brands and premium products actually do well. Now, doing well is it's also relative, right? They're not going to do the types of volumes that some of those other brands will do, but they still do pretty significantly well. So it depends on the categories, and some categories, customers are more interested in spending more and looking for more premium products than others. And you'll see that. I don't think on Walmart you can get away with as much as Amazon in that regard, but there's definitely still a lot of higher priced premium products that we see do a lot of traction.
Okay, and just one quick thing. I'm picking up, I don't know if anybody else is, but while you were talking, it sounded like somebody was hitting a keyboard or a table or something. I'm not sure if it was me, Michal, or yourself, but I was picking it up. Kels, were you?
Yeah, I heard that too. I don't know whose fault is that.
Yeah, but it stopped now, so we're good.
Okay. All right. Good.
Good. So, Michael, let's talk about promotions. This is something I'm so passionate because Walmart, I think one of the different things is that Walmart giving sellers, and for some seller even more, just so many opportunities for promotion and flash deals and Mosaic promotion. If you can explain a little bit about that. And it doesn't cost nothing. Like, you don't need to pay for that. It's like, Amazon, I think take more, like they take percentage, or I know they have fees for all this stuff, right? So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So a key thing with Walmart promotions is there's really a few different buckets that they fall under, and it's a good lead in from Norm's previous question about the pricing, because it's really, Walmart is the customer's more price conscious, and Walmart, there's a lot of good deals on Walmart. So in a lot of places, buyers, and there's merchants, and there's site teams that are actually crafting certain pages that are strong customer experiences, for identifying really strong products, and I always say that's the edge Walmart has over I believe Amazon, and for sure over TikTok Shop and these other platforms, is they're merchants at heart. They understand the types of items customers are looking for. They understand product and value, and they try to craft those type of experiences. And you see that in the shelves that they create and how they kind of craft these experiences. So what's really cool is there's a few different ones and how you can leverage. So maybe we'll start off with just in general promotions. On Walmart, one big advantage you have is when you're a 3P supplier, is you're able to put an MSRP and cross it off, right? So it shows off a big cross off, and then it shows that the new price in green, and that helps conversions, and Walmart's heavily based on conversion. So, if you have certain times of your season where, you sell slower anyway, and you have key times that you want to actually push sales, it's important to, for that period of time, keep your retails higher so that you're eligible for bigger cross-offs, and then those cross-offs show during key events. So there's different strategies how to, so to say, adjust those. So during key events, you qualify for those things, but also so that Walmart has flash deals, right? And flash deals are basically these pages that customers could shop. They could access it through the main homepage. If you just go to walmart.com, you'll see flash deals there. But also another way they could access that is actually through emails. Like Walmart sends out a lot of emails to their customers about different flash deals they have available. And 3P suppliers are able to submit their assortment for being eligible in flash deals. Now, flash deals could do a lot of volume if you're in the right space. Now, if you work with an account manager, they'll be able to help push that your items should show up pretty high on the flash deals, but there's still an automated system, even if you don't have an account manager, that you could get your items submitted and it could show up in the page. So it's important you're able to kind of show good value there. So in order to be able to show good value by flash deals, you want to make sure that when you're submitting it, your retail's already been higher for a certain amount of time. So your average retail is high enough where you could do that. Now, one of the biggest reasons why this is such an advantage for 3P sellers, and I think a lot of 3P sellers don't understand this, is that most of the sales right now on Walmart.com does close to $90 billion in annual sales. Now, most of those sales are from 1P suppliers, whether it's pickup in store or even DSV items and all that. The whole part of 1P is Walmart controls retail, right? The whole thing about 3P, the biggest difference is you control the retail. And what the big impact that is the big way a lot of these vendors used to drive a lot of their traffic, and a lot of these suppliers used to drive a lot of their volume, would be they would add in promotions, right? And adding in promotions means they have to comp a certain amount and they have to fund the promotion, and then Walmart will adjust the promotion. But it's very expensive for them to do because they actually have to fund it, right? And they have to pay the difference out of the margin they were getting paid. When you're a marketplace seller, you could play around with the pricing, raise it, bring it down a little bit, and you're able to actually do that. So not only you're able to do it without even really losing money, but also with DSV, you could submit a pricing change, and doesn't mean the buyer is going to necessarily adjust it or anything like that. So now all these, they're struggling a lot, because if you look at .com, there's so many of these promotions because all the 3P sellers are leveraging promotions and they're not able to leverage it in the same way. So they're getting basically just like eaten up, and just you don't even see the difference of that. So it's just important to understand how much volume is done through those and how much opportunity there is there. So I think that's really important, and there's a lot of ways you can leverage that. So I mean, that leads into other types of promotions that we could talk through as well, mosaics, but that's kind of the general idea of some of these deal pages. Now there's other deal pages as well. Walmart has key events all the time, right? So they have spring cleaning events, they have a prime equivalent event, and they look for different criteria. They just had a Super Bowl event. We have a client that sells paper goods, and we sold a ton of paper goods during Super Bowl event, because getting it into, like, you know, they have game day ready pages and all that. So there's no necessarily cost to those events. You have to give certain promotions, but if you were smart enough about your retails and able to still offer good enough costs, you're able to, you know, drive a lot of increase in traffic. And if you think about the discounts you're giving, you don't have to run ads on those items, at least on those deal pages, because those deal pages are organic. So, you know, a lot of savings comes from there. And Walmart, if you're offering a good enough promotion, they'll also sometimes help you fund it, whether that's lowering your fees and things. So there's so much that could be done when you really understand the different levers that could be pulled there.
Yes.
One thing I want to ask you, just because there are probably a few people out there that don't know the difference between 1P and 3P. What does that stand for?
So Walmart has two systems, right? Retail Link and Seller Center. All 1P falls under the the Retail Link, and 1P is first party, means that Walmart's buying the inventory directly from you. Now, whether you're shipping it, which is dropship vendor, or they're shipping it, or they're owning the inventory, there's different programs. So 1P in-store items fall under 1P umbrella, because Walmart's buying it from you. Even if it's not in store, but it's on .com, but they buy the inventory from you and sell it, that's also called 1P. DSV, which is dropship vendor, also they're buying the inventory from you, they're shipping it, they're paying for the shipping, but it's coming out of your warehouse, and they don't hold inventory. But it's still, the biggest difference is there is they control the retail. So they buy it at a certain cost and they decide what to sell it at. 3P is you're fully in control. You could list the items you want, you could choose the retails you want to sell it at, and retails is pricing, but you could choose the retails you want to sell it at, and you can control that.
Okay, very good. One of the other things I'd like to get into are some of the different types of promotions. Actually, I want to back up. I want to back up one more and talk about account manager. You talked about if you have an account manager, you can ask, what is the criteria to getting an account manager that can help you with these promotions?
So it's just about if you're doing enough volume, and in every category, it's a different range, but it's volume of sales, but also your growth. Like if you're growing quickly and you're growing quickly enough, they'll reach out and they'll start reaching out, and you have to be investing in advertising a lot of times. And but if and it's not that high of a threshold, like we have accounts that are not doing that much sales that still have account managers. So it just depends on the category and stuff like that. But if you start making some traction, you'll see they reach out, and there's no cost of an account manager. So.
All right. Very good. Michal, I know you got a million questions.
I do. So yeah, I was talking about account managers in the past. And again, the beauty of all this stuff is that it doesn't cost you nothing. And I saw account personally that when the account manager stepped in, and again, it have to be a good fit, because if you get an account manager, you are so privileged. And I see brands that don't even appreciate that they got an account manager, and they're not coming up to the meetings and things like that. So you really, really want an account manager, and you really, really want to follow and have meetings with them, and because they will build you the strategy. So like I said, I saw an account going from 10K a month, and then got an account manager, and 30 days after they were on 144K, because again, they build a catalog, they start running ads, they start getting some flash deals. And of course it was also good timing, their inventory was the right season. But and I saw a couple more. Those account managers know that they will invest in you because they know you have the potential. So I think this is like, I want to really mention that point, you guys. So let's talk a little bit about influencers. I know also from what I heard from one of the account manager, tell me if it's true, but they told me that they're also helping you. They will take your product and showcase them to some influencers. But tell me a little bit about what do you think about influencers and TTS style. If you can explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Walmart has a program, an influencer program. It's pretty new. They're very aggressive with it. They pay these influencers really high commissions. It's mainly not integrated yet to Marketplace. I think there's ways like some account managers could bring it over to them and stuff, but it's mainly Walmart, regular Walmart, so to say, that is really owning the program. I was actually just been in communications with them about it. I think there's plans to integrate it on a deeper level into Marketplace and into Connect. So I think we'll start seeing that roll out. But yeah, they're taking it very seriously. And you will see, if you're just on Instagram, you'll see all the time, like influencers are promoting Walmart links. They're going to get high commissions to do that. So Walmart's definitely putting a big focus on that. And I think what's cool is by the time it gets really integrated into Marketplace, there's going to be a very, very strong network of influencers there that have built up relationships and have seen the power of how much they make from the platform. So they'll be able to, sellers will be able to really leverage that.
Yeah. I follow a couple people on Instagram, a couple girls. They have millions of followers and they're doing so much promotions for Walmart, like for home goods. Now they show this like cute little, kind of lounge chair. With, how she put it yourself, and that was from Walmart. And clothing, they're pushing a lot. So if you're in the fashion category, this is probably one of the best categories on Walmart. If you do have the right, things that people are looking for, right? That's in the end of the day, we need to sell what people are looking for. So did you saw that they just released that they start doing some partnership with TikTok? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that partnership with TikTok is the ads are run through Walmart, through TikTok. I think there's a large minimum. I think it's 100K a month or a quarter minimum. But
the seller have to have at least 100K.
No, like you have to spend.
At least 100K.
Yeah, it's either a month or a quarter. I have to check.
Okay.
But it's a larger type of partnership. It's more of a close company, and that's how these partnerships usually start. It'll open up more to smaller spenders and smaller sellers. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool because Walmart's investing heavily in the platform. So I think we're going to test a lot of that stuff out. I know the Google programs that they've been doing have been working well for some sellers, not as well for some sellers, but like it's getting better, and we've been seeing that improve in a lot of ways. So I think they're leveraging a lot of these other media to help bring external traffic and bring more new buyers to the platform. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and is it they're using the seller videos, or they're taking influencers on TikTok to promote items?
I'm not sure because it's just going under testing right now. I think we're in beta with it for one account. So we have to kind of see how that goes, but hopefully next time we'll.
Yeah, next time. I think next time we will have so much more to talk about the influencer. So again, those things, I don't know. I'm not too much busy with what's happening on Amazon, but is Amazon doing stuff like that for sellers? Like actually taking the product and giving them to influencers and help them drive traffic?
They have an influencer program.
But you need to do it yourself. Like it's not that Amazon will come and do it for you.
Well, yes and no. So Amazon does have a program that is very, very expensive to brands. And they do work with some top A-listers, and those A-listers get paid a commission. But if my memory is correct, at least the last time, Kelsey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe to promote through their influencer program, unless you're doing it yourself, but if Amazon's taking control of it, it's $30,000 or $50,000 to get started with it. It's expensive.
That's expensive. So again, you have Walmart that will do it absolutely free.
Yeah, and they're doing it. They're just going out and recruiting all these people. So it's a little bit different. And there's a lot of influencers right now that are not happy with Amazon. The commissions off of live, the cut commissions. There's all sorts of things that are making a lot of influencers kind
Yeah.
of get away from them
It's like
and go on to
what-
TikTok shop.
Yeah, it's like what Amazon will do, because now they have so much influencers and everybody want to do
It's
Amazon Live,
typical
and now they're
Amazon.
like they will keep more of the profit for themselves.
Yep.
So, right. So what about so Amazon have Amazon Live, and now Walmart have the Walmart Creator, correct?
Yeah. So Walmart also has Walmart Live.
Yeah, I
they
saw
don't-
that on the homepage. It's right
Yeah.
there, guys. Right.
Yep. So they have that too, which is cool.
And what do you think about that? You think?
I think
gonna-
as their influencer program grows, it's going to start being more prominent, and they'll start doing more of that type of stuff. I think in general, live stream is so big in Asia, and it's like obviously it's coming slowly to the US, live stream shopping. So I think it'll definitely pick up more here, but it's I think as a whole, the market isn't that big in the US in general for that yet, compared to at least other countries. So I think we'll see them implement it, but it'll be a little bit slower in some ways. I think one of the biggest changes happening to Walmart is the thing that they announced at CES, which is going to be a lot more like conversational search powered by AI. So like instead of, and it's going to make a lot of massive differences, and they're starting to roll it out. But instead of like searches being only like based on keywords, it could be based on needs. Like I'm hosting a Super Bowl party, and I need accessories. And that's why Walmart came out with Item Spec 5.0. And this is a whole nother conversation, but why you have to fill out a lot more attributes and things like that, because they try in order for them to actually sync the items to these different searches. So they announced it at CES with actually the CEO of Walmart went on stage with the CEO of Microsoft. Actually mobile, and they started releasing it on desktop. It's in betas and stuff. So I think there's going to be a lot of big changes happening in that front as well, which is going to be cool to keep an eye on.
Yeah, you just mentioned a really, really good point, that is the attributes. I know a lot of people absolutely don't really understand why they need to fill up the attribute, or they're ignoring the attributes. I think it's one of the most important things, exactly because Walmart have their own ways. They're very smart on driving traffic, and they do use your attribute. Can you give us a couple of tips, like about attributes, or just how to get more traffic from your experience?
Yeah, so attributes in general, they're just really important to fill out because there's so many. Walmart's trying to categorize their catalog. There's so many items. I think it's close to 60 million items. They're really, and it's hard for them. It's hard for any system. The more attributes it has, the easier it is to start providing filters and start doing all those kind of things. So I think one of the biggest things is that in order to be able to properly provide that, they need to be able to actually have as much attributes as possible. So because of that, they incentivize you if you have those attributes filled out. So it's not only like your rank will show better if your attributes are filled out, it's also like you're going to show up better in different filters and things like that. So it's just really important. And I get like some of those attributes seem like they don't matter, but definitely very important to fill out.
Yeah, I agree. Norm, do you have any question? Because I got a lot. No?
What's that? Oh, sorry. I lost.
Do you have any question? Because I can keep on going with questions.
Oh, yeah. I've got tons of questions still. As long as you can hear me. Seems like my internet cut out for a sec.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so let's go back to these promotions. So when you're putting up these promotions, and we still haven't gone through all of these promotions, I'd love to hear more about that. But how can what you've seen these promotions do for people? Like, what can you see, or what can brands expect? And I know that's like asking you how long's a piece of string, but by using and implementing these promotions, what can they expect?
So obviously, right, there's a range, right? So we've seen items do anywhere from like, okay, it's a nice boost of in a day to do from 1,000 to do 10, 15,000. And then we've seen an item do anywhere from very minimal numbers to $2 million in 24 hours. So there's really like a wide range. And what's that wide range depend on? It depends on where that item is getting placed, what type of item it is, and how good the promotion is, obviously. So I think the thing to know is that there's 120 million people, unique shoppers on Walmart.com a month. So if you just think about if they're going to place the item, if it's an item that a ton of people look for, they place it on the homepage. within the same promotion, and if for a long enough period of time, there's insane amount of people looking at that item, and you can convert. Now, if it's on not such a good promotion and you don't have as good a relationship with the marketplace team, and it's on a flash deal, but it's on page 4, like not as many people are going to see it. And obviously it depends what the item is and that. So I think you really have to think about it with a really open mind and think from like a buyer perspective of like, how good is this offer? How does it compare against the other items? And then based on that, like getting an idea of where you're submitting to and where it's going to be hosted, the deal. And then from there, you can get a better idea of the type of impact it'll have. But a lot of times if you're working with Walmart, they'll start giving you a little bit of insights, and we've had items during Black Friday, obviously, like those events were massive and we had tons and tons of items sell out and do more sales in 24 hours than they've done in months on Walmart, just because of the amount. And not only because of it got visibility, it's because the Walmart buyers and the Walmart merchants and the marketplace buyers, they chose out items that they know people purchase and it's a good enough deal. So when customers are shopping on our platforms, like they're going to purchase it on Walmart and you're going to make a lot of volume there. So it's not only about like, or you're getting in front of a bunch of people, it's that it's choosing the right items for those right promotions and those right kind of deal pages. So I think, it's very important to think of it from that. We're like, look at your catalog. It's like, yeah, you might want to move sales of one item, but really look at your catalog and figure out like, where are you able to offer a good promotion? Where are you able to offer good enough value where, that during certain times of the year would work really well. And then from there, like you'll have a much more successful promotion rather than like, I have a lot of extra stock on this, so let's try to, do it. But these are very powerful. So you just want to make sure you approach it in the right way.
So let's say that you have a slow moving product. On the other platform, there's a variety of different ways that you can just move your slow movers very quickly. I mean, you could remove the product, you can throw it into liquidation, you can create a deal. There's a wide variety of ways to move slow moving product. What would you do, or how would you set up different promotions to work with the slow movers?
So I think promotions with slow movers is difficult, right? Because like Walmart's going to be less incentivized when it's a slow mover to actually properly promote it. So I think what you want to do with really slow movers is try building some traction on it through aggressive pricing and, some Walmart Connect, even if it's not the most profitable, start building some traction on it. And then from there, it'll be eligible for more promotions and more things. And then you'll be able to kind of, really drive those a little bit more. So like, that's what we do a lot of times when we have a slow movers. It's like drive that. And then from there,
Okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. If it's a slow mover, why do they want to promote it, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, you can run ads. So yeah, I guess that's probably a good strategy. I would say run ads, and now that you can run ads and actually see your ranking, the organic rank and the ad. Once you start getting that organic rank, that's like, where you can be a little bit more comfortable and, hopefully you will see more traffic coming. Let's take a quick break for our sponsor. Be right back.
Wallysmarter.com is a cutting-edge software tool designed to help online sellers make more money on Walmart.com. Featuring advanced keyword and product research tools, Wallysmarter identifies high-demand, low-competition niches for you to capitalize on. With more accurate Walmart sales estimates provided by its easy-to-use Chrome extension, Wallysmarter takes all the guesswork out of selling on Walmart. Be empowered to make more informed decisions and grow your business like never before. Try Wallysmarter today with no credit card required. Did I say no credit card required? Anyways, use your coupon code POWER30 and get 30% off Wallysmarter today for life.
All right. So there's a couple more things I want to talk to you about, but I will have one more question for you. So you managed to get your product to the stores, and we actually had very interesting. Our last podcast, we were talking about retail, going to retail with a Farrar offer. So that was, for me, it was so fascinating. But if you can give somebody that right now thinking to get the product to their store, what will be your tip or 3 tips that you can give them?
Yeah, so I think it sounds really exciting to get your items in store, but you really have to make sure you're ready for it. So ready for it means you have the financial and the infrastructure capabilities to support something of that scale. Number two is you have to understand the market. And what I mean by that is, like, it's very different in store than it is on Amazon. Like, go into the store, look at the aisle, look what they're offering, look at the prices they're offering, look what shoppers are picking up, look what they're purchasing. I've spent countless amounts of hours in the vitamin aisle at Walmart, just watching, looking, understanding that. So I think it's really important to kind of understand that and make sure, like, be honest with yourself if your product is a good fit there, right? And you're going to want to look at the key retailers and the good retailers, because the other ones, and drug and pharmacy, all those, like, they'll just cost you a lot of money. You're not going to make money there. So I think, with the good retailers, you can make a lot of money, but you really have to be the right fit for it. So I think that's another thing. And then the third, as really when it comes into like getting your meetings and having the conversations with buyers, you really have to focus on how you're adding value and how either they're missing a gap in a market where it's a new trend that they're not on quick enough, or how you're better value than something they currently have on shelf, because by bringing you on, they're taking something off of shelf. So what is that, and why should they take them off and bring you on? So I think you really have to think very critically about it, because you can go into the meeting, you have to be ready for positioning your brand in a way where it solves those things and it's adding extra value to the buyer. Because also it's a risk for a buyer to work with a new vendor. They could work with an existing vendor and ask them to make a new item, or so you have to give them a lot of a reason of why to work with you. So that's going to be a big portion of it as well.
That was a good answer. All right. So something we talked about, I think not so long ago, a couple months, is this tool that you have that I'm super excited because people are asking me all the time. So Refund Stacker, can you tell people a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure.
We lost you.
Yep.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay, you're back.
You're
Let's
back
do that
now.
one more time.
So yeah, Refund Stacker is the only approved Walmart channel partner for reimbursement. So we started this years ago, pretty early on the platform. And basically, the way it works is you go into your account, you add API access to Refund Stacker. It's on the drop down. We able to sync in your data, and we're able to identify a bunch of different areas where Walmart potentially owes you money. So some of those areas will be customer returns. If customers return out of return window, don't send you back the right item, choose the wrong return reason, whatever the case might be. So there's refunds that are in that portion, right? And we work with Walmart to get you that money back and charge you a percentage of what we get you back. Another area is WFS. That's where a majority of it comes from, where you send in items into WFS, inventory will get lost, stolen, damaged, misplaced, incorrect fees, and a wide range of other areas. We audit all that. We do it for a bunch of brands, from the largest to the smallest, and we're able to kind of integrate with them and get them their money back and just take a percentage of what we get them back. So it's a pretty straightforward product and offering, and we've been seeing a lot of success with it.
Yeah. So do you already launch that? Because I know I'm waiting for so long, so people can go and try it out.
For sure, yeah. So you could go to refundstacker.com, fill out the form. Somebody will reach out, get you set up, give you the instructions to get set up. It's pretty quick. Takes a few minutes once we send the information over, and then we have an offer specifically for the listeners here. So that'll be cool.
All right. So tell us, what's the offer? Do you have a coupon code?
Yeah. So when you fill out the form, just put in the notes, put Power 300, and then what we'll do is and we've never done this before, but we'll give either the first full month of reimbursements or up to $300 of reimbursements free. And if you had it, we could look back, not as much as you could look back on Amazon, but we could look back some period of time, so we could try to audit. And even if you did some cases yourself, we could try to find ones that you haven't. I would definitely suggest that, and you could test it out. And
All right. So Power 300, guys, this is the first promotion for a Refund Stacker. So go try it out, and you have nothing to lose. You're just gonna make 300. You get 300 for free if you do have some returns. So
that's a good deal.
Yes, exciting. I'm super excited because I get people and we see in the group, people are asking all the time if there is any way to get refunds from, especially WFS. I know people have issue with WFS. Walmart is, if you open case and do everything, most of the time they will refund you. But again, if we can find a software or something that can automate it, I would say yes to that for sure.
Exactly. Yep. It's a lot of data to look through, and there's a lot of cases we're able to find by just sifting through all the data.
All right. Beautiful. So Norm, do you have any more questions?
I think I'm done. That was
Yeah.
fantastic. Thanks for coming on, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. And we will see you guys next week, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, Q&A. And usually what we do there, we tell you all the new updates from Walmart. And last week, if you didn't watch last week, that was like the very important updates. So go check it out. It's on the Facebook or on our YouTube channels, Ecom Power Podcast on YouTube. So go and check that episode, and we're gonna have a little bit more updates this upcoming Thursday, and hopefully Norm will be with us.
Yes, I think I am.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you, Norm.
All right, everybody. See you later. Thanks, Michal. See you later.
Bye.